Now, 11 starters from last year back. Offensive coordinator Kevin Barbera, Appalachian State.
Wow.
Brought them up.
Yeah, we was talking about them earlier.
So their new offense at App State, 360 passing to 470 rushing. But last year for Mississippi State, now, was what you asked me earlier. I said I was going to share some of that.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows how they threw it. 630 passes, 295 rushes. So now let me go back through there where he was at App State. So we're looking for that type of offense. 360 passes to 470 rushes.
So he's running it 10% more of the time than he is passing.
Yes. Rufus Harver at wide receiver and Going and Ray Thomas are going to be some guys to be able to come back and play also.
Yeah, I've heard of Ray.
Freddie Robinson from Eastern Washington is a guy they added at wide receiver. Look for this new tight end. He's a transfer in, Raylan Goody. He's from Georgia. Big tight end. Wanted to come in and play wide receiver. Zayon Thomas, a 4-star receiver. Another guy they got coming in. And the big name that you don't want to miss here, guys, write this name down for sure. Spivey. Remember him from TCU?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spivey is now a Mississippi State Bulldog.
Somebody left TCU to come to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah. I don't know if his playing time changed.
Probably. That's got to be it. Well, I don't know. That's odd.
Yeah, just to move around and to come away from that.
I mean, you went what, 12-2 last year?
Yeah,
13-2.
Yeah, but now they did lose a bunch of TCU.
Yes, they did.
We'll talk about them sometime too.
Yeah, we gotta get on them. We gotta at least semi-preview them.
Yeah, they lost a lot. I think they got 4 coming back. O-line, 4 starters back. Will Friend is the line coach. Now they lost their center.
That's big.
That's the only position they lost.
But it may not be as big because they're not going to be. I'm sure they'll still be in the shotgun, but they were in the shotgun constantly before, right?
Yeah, even running the ball, that don't mean you're going to be in the center.
Right, not anymore.
In college football.
No,
you
probably
know what I'm saying. Laosa may take over the job at center. I think he was a guard last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be the guy to come in and take that over. So check mark. Offensive line, Mississippi State.
Definitely a check.
Check.
Okay.
Defense, Matt Brock. They only give up 23 points on average last year. Pickering and Crumby, defensive backs, and Johnson and Watson, your linebackers, they're going to have a pretty good, strong foundation for that middle of the defense. And I mean, looking from above, linebacker position, and one of those D-backs, they're going to be really good. But All-American Forbes, the Forbes kid, well, he's gone. He graduated. It's big. That's a huge loss. All-American. You lose an All-American D-back.
Oh, yeah. Which has happened to Alabama more than once. And it takes a year you don't just bounce back from that. Not immediately.
Well, they're the quarterbacks for your defense.
Right.
I mean, somebody might want to say the linebackers are because they're the ones probably calling plays, but ringing up things to getting in the right pass coverage.
You better have the good pass coverage.
Yeah.
And that's ironic because most teams that throw the ball like Mississippi State did do not have good defenses, but I thought they did.
Yeah.
I mean, you said 23 points a game.
Yeah, that was their average giving up last year. Richardson, he's a big defensive back, but their safeties are gone but one. They got one safety coming back. Yeah. That could hurt them. Special teams, they got a guy in from UCLA and a punter, from UCF. Wide receiver, Tulu Griffin. Should probably be a top 5 receiver. This is definitely going to be a guy to keep your eye on.
Good name. Tulu.
Now, his first name is Lideatrick.
No, God!
Lindrick?
No, God, please, no! No! No!
That's
that Michael Scott.
Yeah, that Lindrick. Thule. We can just call him Thule Griffin. How about
Thule Griffin? Yeah, he gonna be good.
Yes, that's the guy.
Okay. Griffin.
So, lastly, we can't leave this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
Not Kenny Rogers.
He can't be. Sounds like he's as good as Kenny Rogers.
Will Rogers is going to be back at quarterback. He will have a chance to make longer throws down the field in this offense. This is not going to be a quick 2-3 step drop, dink and dunk, 5, 8, 7 yards out, slants.
Which he's fantastic at.
Yep. So now he's going to get to really wing it out and maybe throw some goes and some post routes or some deep posts and some long crossing routes.
Man, I got a question for you. He top quarterback in the SEC? Possibly.
Well, y'all judge this room. Y'all can tell us this. He threw for 4,000 yards last year, 34 touchdowns, and was 68% on his completions.
Yeah, but a lot of them were short. I mean, but that's still good. That's still good.
So this year, I'll assume he throws for 3,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
I would say it though for 3 still. I don't think they're going to keep it out of his hands. They're probably 50-50 instead of 80-20.
They may have 30 touchdowns, not 34. It maybe be a 65%, 64% completion percentage. Maybe.
Yeah, it may go down a little bit, I would think.
Well, if you're going to start throwing the ball a little more downfield, there's a higher chance of interceptions.
Right. I don't think we'll find out that he's only a good short game passer.
No.
I've never seen anybody be a great short game passer, but not be able to adjust to the deep ball any.
And to say that, can he make those long throws down the field? Is that something they're going to be able to do? Now, do we think that they can probably go on and win 9 or 10 games? Schedule notes, Arkansas, they're going to play them after a bye week. They're going to host Arizona. And since 2016 versus A&M, they're 5-2. But
let's see this big schedule.
Podcast listeners, September 2nd, they will open at home there, Starkville, Mississippi, southeastern Louisiana Lions.
I think they'll get past them.
They will then host Arizona, as I just mentioned.
I think they win that.
They're a very mediocre 12.
Yeah,
Pac-12
Pac-12. I think they can win that.
They will open at 3 o'clock on SEC Network. The following week, they will play SEC Network again and play at 6:30. Now, those two, I said, but it's going to start September 16th, then.
Oh, they don't get that much time off, huh?
Third week at home. First 3 games aren't home. Noon game at Starkville versus LSU, September 16th.
I don't think they win that this year.
All right, moving right along here, September 23rd at South Carolina Gamecocks, the Fighting Beamers.
I think that's a toss-up, Matt. I don't know. I could see them upsetting South Carolina.
I could too.
I mean, I'm not going to predict it, but I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think it's a definite loss, do you?
Not dead. It's not a dead ringer loss.
No, definitely not.
September 30th at home, Crimson Tide.
I think that's a dead ringer loss.
Is there any chance, anybody listening, is this microphone on? Is there any chance that Alabama loses to Mississippi State?
I don't think so.
Nobody?
Saban's never lost to Mississippi State.
Yeah, nobody? Okay.
Mississippi State came in number 1 one time, and Alabama didn't lose to him. They've got Mississippi State's number. I can't remember the last time they did lose to Mississippi State. I'm not taking nothing away from Mississippi State. We have a lot of people around here that go to Mississippi State. Did you know that?
Yes. They recruit this area. Marcus had a visit the week when COVID hit. He had a visit to go that week.
Right.
We didn't get to
come to school. Well, I know the woman that works at Hardin's daughter goes
Lisa,
there.
Yeah.
And but no way. Alabama's just got them. I don't know why.
Now,
they just do.
On a little side note, since we've had Bama there, it picks that up when you bump in the Herb Street says Alabama's winning the national championship. You see that? He was on McAfee. He was on the Pat Mack show.
What would he be basing that off of?
He just says it's time. Saban's not playing around. They know about the high school scene. And from what I hear on Twitter spaces that I'm in, Saban is killing the recruiting trail again right now. They're going to have another big 24 class. Right now, they're like 20th.
Right.
But they're going to pick up spots that they're lacking or needed at.
Uh-huh.
So Herb Street just says that with the class they just got, being number one, the best class he's ever had.
Well, yeah, but they're not ready to play yet.
And the scheduling, how the schedule's going to lay out. And he said, I think they walk right into it. Georgia is lacking too much up front. Tennessee's not going to be ready for what's going to happen when they show up Tuscaloosa because they're missing too many high-powered offensive weapons, and they're not going to be as good up front on D, supposedly. Now, these are just what's being said around. But that's Alabama, and we'll do them in a couple of weeks. So Herb Street's picked Bama to win the title. Mississippi State Bulldogs play on the 30th. October the 7th, Western Michigan Broncos will be at Starkville.
I think that'll be a win.
Then they will play the almighty bye.
Oh, gosh. That's 4-3.
Dadgummit, Idle.
They've never been beat.
Man. October 21st, they will be at Arkansas Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
I think that game could go either way. I think that could go either way. I don't think they'll lose to South Carolina and Arkansas. I think they'll beat one of them, but not both.
These next 4 weeks, starting that 21st, they got Arkansas. All right. Then they're going to go to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Winnable game.
Very.
Then they're going to host Kentucky.
Lord.
That's a winnable game. I'm okay with maybe picking Mississippi State there. Then they're going to go to A&M. And then they're going to have, of course, Southern Miss, and they'll play Ole Miss the 23rd of November for the Egg Bowl at 7:30 Eastern time. So,
what you got them going, man? I got them 6-6 at best. I don't know. You think can they have a winning record? They're going to have to pull some upsets.
Playing Kentucky at home will help. I'm not sure. The newsletter is still out on the porch. And it's raining outside, and nobody gets the paper to find out about Auburn. Mm-hmm. It's still out. He's transferred in a lot of people, yes.
Right.
But we just don't know.
We don't have a lot of knowledge about the Auburn Tigers as of right now.
No, so
that's always been a good matchup too.
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't think he can beat Auburn. I think Hugh, he's just got enough coaching experience. It's going to be there at Auburn. We don't know what time the game's going to be. If it's at night, I'm going to Auburn. Mm-hmm. If it's a noon game, I'll go Mississippi State. How about that?
Yes, I agree.
If it's a noon game, I go Bulldogs.
That's 4 games. Well, actually 5 on their schedule that I think could go either way. You got South Carolina, Arkansas, A&M, Kentucky, and Auburn. I just don't know if there's a clear-cut favorite. None of those. Let's just say they go 3-2 in those.
They went 9-4 last year.
I don't think there's any way they go 9-4.
They beat Memphis, Arizona. They lost LSU 31-16, and then they go on a 3-week winning skid, winning against Bowling Green. They beat A&M 42-24. Mm-hmm. Then they beat Arkansas 40-17. Wow. Then they go on a 2-game skid. They lose to Kentucky. At Kentucky, 27-17, and then they, of course, lost to Bama 30-6, play off, and then they
lost that one.
Overtime game against Auburn, 39-33, lose to Georgia, 45-19, and they
beat Ole Miss.
Beat Ole Miss 24-22.
I do not think they'll beat Ole Miss again.
Beat Illinois, which I think Illinois is going to be better this year, too. Look for Illinois to be improved.
Illinois has got they've been better.
That's Beelam, the coach?
Last couple of years, yes.
Yeah, we like Beelam. So, I guess last question.
The guy that Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess the last question would be, and we'll let you take over, does the Bulldogs – I've laid out the case. This is the court of law, and this is what it is. And do you think they're going to improve or stay the same? Are they going to be 4-4 again in conference?
I don't think they're going to improve.
No improvement?
No. I think they're going to be a different team, but I don't think they're going to top that 9-4 record. I'm just throwing this out there, 7-5. 7-5 maybe at best. They might win their bowl game. Go 8-5.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You think they can win 8?
Again, man.
I just don't.
That A&M game. So they beat them last year, right? So
yes.
if they can beat A&M, they'll be another 9-win team. But I definitely don't see them beating LSU or on the September 16th, Alabama, October 21st. Health could play a role too.
It could.
I don't think they're super deep. I don't think they're super deep, and especially in the running back position. Because Woody, look, just barring that, Woody don't get hurt. But hey, look, they're going to have to go to A&M November the 11th. That's late in the year.
Well, like I go to A&M, Auburn, Arkansas, and South Carolina. You're going to be lucky if you get out of that 2-2. Then you still got Bama, LSU, and Ole Miss.
The Ole Miss game is at Starkville.
I don't think anyway. I think Ole Miss is going to. I felt like Ole Miss blew that game last year.
They did. I
thought they had it and just kind of slipped away from them, and they're going to be gunning for that.
8-4.
They'll be. I don't think they'll go 8-4, but I think 7-5, 8-4. That's a good range.
Yeah, if they win 8, we'll say good year. If they win 7, we'll say that's pretty par. I mean, now they got a new coach.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's going, he's going to do a good job. But the new offense, you got new line coaches kicking around down there.
But Will Rogers could win a game or two for them. So I'm thinking 7-5, 7-5, 8-4. No better.
Okay.
Maybe worse. I do not think they'll have a losing record though.
No, we still see them going bowling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll get into the bowl game.
We still see them going bowling.
See, it's just going to be a different team, but they may be a harder challenge, And I think one of the reasons that Alabama didn't have a lot of trouble with them is just they just didn't have a lot of trouble with the way they attack defenses, with that throwing. Alabama just ain't going to have a lot of trouble with that. I never worried about that game. I know people are like, well, you being kind of arrogant about Alabama. No, I'm not. I never worried about Mississippi State.
Because of how they play.
No, I'm just never. And if you'll look, then Saban's tenure or Leach against Saban, it never was a good game.
Yeah, it just seemed like he was always ready.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Jerry? Coach Short thinks 7-5 too for Mississippi State. So did they improve from last year?
I don't.
The consensus kind of says no. They're going to lose one of those games that, and I'm going to tell you. And here's the thing: it's always A&M. Every time that we get to this schedule, and we're going to go through Ole Miss here in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's always that. A&M is the swing game for every. Have you noticed that?
Oh, I know.
Everybody's so darn curious about A&M.
We actually did not predict A&M to be great, did we?
No. Well,
5-7, 6-6.
Eventually, at some time, at some point in time, they're going to have to be good again.
Yeah. Well, with the recruiting he's done. I mean, didn't they lead the country?
Yeah. Well,
a lot of those guys have left.
The year before they did,
yeah.
but some of those guys did leave. So again, the hang gang hook is if Mississippi State can beat A&M, then I guess they could win 8. But if they don't, that's a swing game, man. If they can't beat A&M, they're probably going to be 7. And we're just thinking that you did Kentucky. They even beat Kentucky.
I think they can beat Kentucky, yes, and I think they can beat Auburn. And to be honest with you, I think they can beat
Auburn.
I know they can beat South Carolina and Arkansas, but all 4 of them, that's tough. I do not think they'll beat LSU. I don't think they can beat Alabama. I don't think they can beat Ole Miss.
Aggies will be good again.
I got them 7-5. I can't go past that.
They think when Jimbo leaves, they'll be good again. Tell us how you really feel, Jeff.
But I do like the fact that Will Rogers is back, and they're not bad on defense.
Well, they lost that one guy for safety. Okay, They lost one guy on safety. They're bringing back some defensive backs, that linebackers style situation.
That's good.
Up front on the defensive line, they're going to be solid. Okay, offensive line wise, they just lost their center, but they're going to move a guard around that's going to play. That's probably going to be the center.
Right.
Tailback wise, I've told you who Woody is. Woody rushed for.
Well, see, we don't. Like we said, they've just not had much of a running game. So,
Woody rushed for over 1,000 yards. I mean, right at 1,000 yards. he rushed for 580 or 560 yards,
Mm-hmm.
but he was not the guy.
Right.
He had to share the ball, and they throw it.
Oh yeah, they run it.
This is Sparta!
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, he's not on the show.
Yeah, he'll be live here in just a minute. So, Woody being the guy, they're going to go back to a run style offense. Is that going to make a difference? Because when they play Auburn and Kentucky and A&M, those 3 games we think are swing games for them that could go either way. Are they going to be prepared to stop the run? But is Mississippi State's offensive line going to be ready to block for the run?
Right.
These guys been pass blocking for a couple of years now.
Oh yeah. Well, ever how long Leach? 3 ever since we've been doing the show. 3 years. 3.
But he wasn't there that first year.
I mean, we had games where we talked about them and they ran the ball 12 times.
He wasn't there that first year when we was doing it at the church. He wasn't there.
Was
then.
he not? The next year when we were at the house, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he came. Well, he came when we started in here. So, but the last 2 years though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are they going to be? It's going to be different.
I think 7-5. They're going to really have to pull some upsets to go 9-3. I don't think there's any way possible they go better than 9-3. And 9-3, Arnett be the coach of the year in the SEC.
I could. Yeah, if he wins 9 or 10 games, he skunks. Something happens and they beat LSU. I mean, Daniels goes out and he hurts his arm. Second play of the game, and some guy, Nussmeier comes in and.
No, Rich Nussmeier's good.
Yeah, he's not bad either. So I don't know if that'll.
Yeah, he's a great backup.
That may not be a good idea.
He's not as good as the backups we're fixing to talk about, but he's a good one.
No, I don't see them improving over what they have. So if they finish the same as, or if they win 8 games, that'd be a good season for Mississippi State. New coach, rest in peace, Coach Leach.
I don't think you can get on them if they go 7-5.
No, I agree. No,
maybe 500. You can be like, hey, we should have done a little better, coach.
If they win 7 games, they're not running him off.
No.
They're not running him off on 7 wins.
The only reason they'd run him off 4-8, maybe 5-7.
Yeah, if he only wins 4 or 5, like he's loses to Kentucky, loses to Auburn, and Ole Miss. Some games that they could probably win.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses all those. The offense is going to change around. I told you they got new coordinators, and we'll see how it goes for them.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting just because of the change, I think, from Leach to whatever this guy's got for him.
Maybe like some old Sylvester style football, kind of running the ball.
Is there any way he comes back in and just keeps doing what Leach was doing because of Rogers?
No,
okay.
No, that's the foregone.
Okay.
He brought in that new coach from Appalachian, and
he's just not going to.
Yeah, I told I said
he probably quit. He wouldn't have came. He'd been like, "No, I'm not coming."
Yeah, no, that's not the style I run. That air raid's gone. It died with Leach because all the guys that do it are all what's his name at Kentucky.
Oh, Hal Mummy.
So all those guys are they're gone. So.
No disrespect to Leach, I don't like it, but if anybody made it work, I guess it was Leach because they would have good defenses. 9-4 is a good record.
Well, averagely, Arnett, he only give up average, like 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, I know.
It's not bad.
It's very good. Playing their schedule they play.
It's not bad at all. No. So, we'll say they about the same. What about Old Miss Rebels? Bring them on in here.
Let me get over here to the Ole Miss. Guys, this ain't looking good.
Bring in Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin coming back live.